In 1789, Congress created three executive departments: Foreign Affairs, later renamed State, Treasury, and War. It also provided for an Attorney General and a Postmaster General. In addition, Congress divided domestic matters up among these departments. The idea of setting up a separate department to handle domestic matters was put forward on numerous occasions. It wasn't until 1849 that a bill was passed to create the Department of the Interior to take charge of the nation's internal affairs. At the inception of the Interior Department, it had a wide range of responsibilities entrusted to it. These included the construction of the national capital's water system, exploration of western wilderness, management of public parks, and the basic responsibilities for Indians, public lands, patents, and pensions. In one way or another, all of these had to do with the internal development of the nation and the welfare of its people. Today, the Interior Department's mission is protecting America's great outdoors and empowering our future by guarding America's natural resources and heritage, honoring our cultures and tribal communities, and supplying the energy to power our future. The Interior Department will achieve its mission of celebrating and enhancing America's great outdoors by protecting America's landscapes through the improvements of land and water health by managing wetlands, uplands, and coastal areas. Furthermore, the Interior Department will protect cultural and historical assets and related resources and improve recreational activity and visitors' experience. Besides celebrating and enhancing America's great outdoors, the Interior Department will strengthen tribal nations and communities by improving the quality of life in tribal and native communities by supporting self-governance and self-determination, creating economic opportunity, strengthening Indian education, and making communities safer. As well as strengthening tribal communities, the Interior Department will empower our future through responsible use of the nation's resources. They will achieve this goal by securing America's energy resources, managing timber and forest product resources, and providing for sustainable forage and grazing. Furthermore, the Interior Department will empower our future by engaging the next generation. They will engage the next generation through new and systemic opportunities for outdoor play, educational opportunities, volunteers on public lands, and the development of the next generation of lifelong conservation stewards. In order to carry out the strategic plan and mission, the Interior Department will rely on the men and women who run the following bureaus and offices: the Bureaus of Indian Affairs, Indian Education, Land Management, and Ocean Energy Management. Additionally, they will rely on the National Park Service, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and the U.S. Geological Survey to meet their goals. The person selected to oversee the mission of the Interior Department will fall on Sally Jewell, who was sworn in as the 51st Secretary of the Interior in April 2013 by President Barack Obama. As Secretary of the Interior, Jewell leads an agency with more than 70,000 employees. Prior to her confirmation, Jewell served in the private sector, most recently as President and Chief Executive Officer of Recreation Equipment, Inc., otherwise known as REI. During her tenure, REI nearly tripled in business to $2 billion and was consistently ranked one of the 100 best companies to work for by Fortune magazine. Before joining REI, Jewell spent 19 years as a commercial banker, first as an energy and natural resources expert and later working with a diverse array of businesses that drive our nation's economy. Trained as a petroleum engineer, Jewell started her career with Mobil Oil Corp. In the oil and gas fields of Oklahoma and the exploration and production office in Denver, Colorado, where she was exposed to the remarkable diversity of our nation's oil and gas resources. An avid outdoorswoman, Jewell finds time to explore her backyard in the Pacific Northwest, where she enjoys skiing, kayaking, hiking, and other activities. She has scaled Mount Rainier on 7 occasions and recently climbed the highest mountain in Antarctica. Jewell has worked to ensure that public lands are accessible and relevant to all people from all backgrounds, and to build a connection between the great outdoors and a new generation of Americans. Jewell is a graduate of the University of Washington. She and her husband Warren have 2 adult children, Peter and Anne. Through the hard work of Sally Jewell and the men and women of the Interior Department, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service announced that the West Indian manatee is proposed to be downlisted from endangered to threatened status under the Endangered Species Act, or ESA. The proposal to downlist the manatee to threatened will not affect federal protections currently afforded by the ESA, and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service remains committed to conservation actions to fully recover manatee populations. Here's a short clip of their announcement.
This week at Interior, the Fish and Wildlife Service this week proposed downlisting the West Indian manatee from endangered to threatened under the Endangered Species Act. The service says while much remains to be done to preserve the beloved mammal, their numbers are climbing and threats are being reduced, thanks to a partnership between citizens, conservation groups, Florida and Puerto Rico officials, and federal agencies. Check out details at fws.gov.
If you would like to learn more about the Interior Department, visit their national parks, or be a volunteer, please go to their website at U.S. Department of the Interior, www.doi.gov/. Thank you.